When a cat leaves, something very special often remains in our lives. Something that you cannot touch at all and can never just put away. Not the food bowl, not the basket, and not the warm blanket full of cat hair. Something absolutely invisible, but completely real. Something that remains invisibly in our rooms. It hangs in the air like a warm light that you can never turn off. Then this video is exactly for you, because today we are talking about this topic. We will talk very openly about what really remains when a beloved cat finally leaves. Not only about the pain, but about the great life that was definitely there. And the amazing thing is, this life does not stop after physical death. It lives on vividly, in new forms that you probably never expected. Let's explore these hidden forms today and see this invisible presence in a whole new way. Today we will discover 3 things that together form something larger than grief. It is the legacy and the true inheritance of a very deep and great love. Let's start very simply with the most obvious, the everyday and visible traces. Cat hair on the sweater, a scratch on the corner of the couch, or an old toy under the bed. These are absolutely not annoying remnants that must be quickly and efficiently removed today. Every little scratch is a story, an afternoon when she was particularly playful. And these extremely small, concrete traces have a power that is unfortunately often underestimated. They tell us clearly, she was here and shared this life with you. But the most important traces I really want to talk about today are completely invisible. They are the hidden traces in your thoughts, feelings, and in your new worldview. Because a cat changes her beloved human much more deeply than you might think. Let me gladly explain to you how cats are always absolute masters of presence. They live completely in the moment, no brooding over yesterday or the distant tomorrow. When we live with this being for years, we learn a bit of this ability. Not completely and not always consciously, but in small, quiet, and valuable moments. When you stop doing something important just because she lay peacefully on your lap. When you simply watched her looking out the window for half an hour. These special moments have permanently changed you and taught you that pausing is extremely valuable. That seeming idleness is often the most important thing, and pure presence is a huge gift. And exactly this feeling remains forever, even when she herself is no longer there. Now I want to talk about something important that many psychologists often call identity-forming bonds. There are certain relationships in life that intensely shape us and make us so special. Parents, close friends, or often a pet that was with us daily for many years. These relationships never just leave mere memories in us, they leave real neural imprints. Patterns of how you react positively to silence, show affection, or process your own loneliness. Your beloved cat helped shape these patterns and strongly formed you in everyday life. The system, meaning you, continues to exist with all these valuable imprints within you. She is unconsciously in your sudden reaction to the soft purring of an unfamiliar animal. She is in this love, which has grown much larger rather than smaller through her absence. Here is an incredible truth. When a cat dies, a version of you also dies. At the same time, after her death, a completely new, changed, and often much deeper version emerges. That sounds extremely dramatic, but the person of today is no longer the same as before. You now carry deep inside you the completely new, lived experience of this grief. Psychologists have repeatedly shown us that true grief permanently changes us in the most profound ways. It makes us much more empathetic and absolutely more sensitive to the true pain of others. It makes us significantly more grateful for everything we have, because it passes very quickly. It makes us much more honest, because we no longer have energy for the truly unessential. These are exactly the valuable gifts that your cat left you through her death. These are absolutely not easy gifts in life, but they are always genuine and lasting. Now I absolutely must tell you about something I call the invisible presence. This is not meant mystically, even if mysticism often expresses important and deep truths. The invisible presence is what you feel deeply when you remember very intensely. When the warm ray of sunlight falls on the floor exactly as it used to. When you experience such a perfectly quiet moment and know, she would have certainly liked that. In such moments, she is absolutely not gone, but a reason for beauty and pausing. Philosophers have different words for it: pure memory, immortal soul, or a mystical living on in others. But you absolutely do not need a word for it, because the feeling is incredibly real to you. There, cat owners were intensively accompanied for 2 whole years after the painful loss of their cat. The scientists asked, what exactly did your beloved cat actually leave deep inside you? The surprising answers were absolutely overwhelming, and very many people truly described very deep personality changes. They described new rituals, suddenly pausing at the window because the cat often did that. The intense enjoyment of silence and an incredible appreciation for many small, previously overlooked things. Very many described the beautiful phenomenon that the cat left behind, a kind of new glasses. A completely new way of seeing that they have learned, much slower, more attentive, and more present. That is absolutely the deepest and most important legacy that an animal can ever leave us. This way of seeing is never lost because it became a real part of you. Now comes the personally most important part, about the many spaces that cats leave empty today. Psychologists say grief rooms are incredibly sacred places where our animals are still present today. The old basket, that certain spot on the couch, or the frequently used warm windowsill. These special places have a function. They are important anchors and portals to the emotional present. You do not have to clear them away, because there is absolutely no getting over it. There is only moving forward. These special places help you to slowly move forward, because they allow you small visits every day. A visit honestly says, I remember you, I carry you, and I move forward. This is exactly what grief is, having now become extremely mature, not less painful, but wiser. And now, finally, comes the most important thing that I still want to give you today. What exactly remains when a beloved cat finally leaves? Significantly more than you might guess. What remains is the incredible change in the beautiful way you show deep love today. Love itself remains, because love is never firmly bound to a physical body. Love is pure information, safely stored in deep memories and unconscious inner knowledge. And exactly this knowledge that she lived and truly knew you in the deepest soul. You carry this absolutely priceless knowledge within you today, tomorrow, and for all time to come. She is not gone, but invisible, and invisible is absolutely not the same as completely absent. Write in the comments, what has your beloved cat left particularly deep inside you? This is exactly her true legacy, and it absolutely deserves to be honestly spoken out loud. The philosopher Simone Weil wrote absolutely aptly, attention is the purest form of true love. Your cat made you very attentive to the absolutely small, quiet, and transient. This is truly one of the deepest forms of emotional education that a being can pass on. This valuable education sits within you as the extremely quiet, invisible, and powerful intelligence of your heart. You will notice this when the great pain eventually no longer completely overwhelms you immediately. When the memory comes as gently as a breath, and you smile before you finally cry. In this incredibly beautiful moment, the legacy has taken its very deepest form: absolute, pure gratitude. Not gratitude that denies the pain, but gratitude that honestly looks through it and says very loudly, "What a valuable gift this being and this absolutely unforgettable shared lifetime was." That is the invisible presence of your cat, alive in you as an extremely valuable attitude towards life. An attitude of pausing, which she lovingly and very specially quietly taught you forever. This peaceful calm belongs to you for all the future years of life that still await you here. Then you will always know, it is never empty, but always filled with the purest love. Filled with genuine love, which is much more powerful than human eyes can ever see. She is still safely here, in her completely invisible, absolutely real, and wonderful own way. Please write to me what you see today with new eyes in your apartment. What extremely quiet proof of the beloved life does her legacy safely carry within it today? I read every comment, because every memory is a very wonderful part of the big picture. Thank you for remembering. That is the most important thing we can do today. Until next time, stay in the silence, because it is never empty. Cats teach us something magical. Pure, relaxed presence in the now is an incredibly great value. It is not constant performance that counts, but relaxed existence, breathing, and beautiful being. If you learn this, you will carry this deep calm forward in every new encounter from now on. The loving way you meet other animals, or pause with a smile when a child laughs. How you honestly perceive a great sunset instead of just photographing it and moving on quickly. These are traces of a relaxed way of life that she happily left in your heart. You live more consciously because she was there, and see more lovingly because you recognized her. And that is the most wonderful gift a being can ever leave to another human.